Yo, what is up, guys? It is Nick, or the Notorious Fantasy, back again today with another mock draft video. Today we are doing a 10-team PPR draft on Sleeper app from the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th position. And our roster settings are 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, a tight end, flex kicker, defense, and 6 bench spots. Before I get in the video, I'd like to ask you guys to please click that subscribe button down below and click that notification bell to get notified for the videos I post every single day on this channel. Now, if you have a specific mock draft you want me to do, 12-team PPR from pick whatever, 10-team PPR, 8-team PPR, 8-team standard, 14-team standard, 12-team standard, whatever you want, leave it in the comments because right now I'm just randomly picking types of formats, typically PPR because I assume that's what most people play, but I know a lot of people play half PPR, so I can do half PPR drafts if you want, whatever you guys want. So just talk down in the comments, I'll answer. I always answer in the comments. So let's begin the video here. We're at the 6th spot in a PPR draft, so typically the first 4 picks have gone absolutely bonkers here because this man selected David Johnson at the 2. The first pick was Saquon, DJ at the 2, McCaffrey at the 3, Kamara at the 4, Zeke at the 5. Typically, DJ does not go that high due to the fact that a lot of people typically stick with the top 4 of Saquon, Zeke, McCaffrey, and Kamara. Not necessarily in that order, but those are the top 4 picks. Normally, this guy went a bit unconventional. He went a bit fantasy counselor on your ass right here. Pick DJ. I don't necessarily think you should do that. You should probably, if I was at the second pick after Saquon was picked, I'd probably pick CMC or Zeke. So I think that was quite the mistake that man made. But what do I know? I'm just a goddamn idiot that talks to you guys every single day. So it's our pick, and the running backs that I want are all gone. I'd want David Johnson here if I was going running back. I'm not confident in Melvin Gordon due to the fact that he wants to hold out. And it came out, you guys are watching this on Tuesday. It came out on Monday that he seems pretty strong on completely holding out. So I'm very scared of Melvin Gordon. I'm completely avoiding him right now. So I'm going to go receiver here. Now, this is all preference, all right, guys? Do you want D-Hop? Do you want Devontae Adams? Which receiver is better? In my opinion, I think in fantasy this year, Devontae Adams will end up better. He's got the better quarterback, and that's why I like him better. Now, people, you may say in the comments, DeAndre Hopkins is better. He's 99 in Madden. Well, you can go and say that in the comments, and I'll read it. And I'll be like, damn, I kind of fucked up. I should have drafted DeAndre Hopkins. But right now, I like Adams as my wide receiver 1 in fantasy football. So that's why we're going Devontae Adams here. After we select Devontae Adams, DeAndre Hopkins comes off the board, followed by Le'Veon Bell, Julio Jones, Michael Thomas, Melvin Gordon, Juju Smith-Schuster, James Conner, Odell Beckham Jr. So now is our pick. So typically, if I go a wide receiver in the first round, I'm going to go 2 running backs right in a row right after that. The only time I like going double wide receiver is at the end here. So if you're at the 9th and the 10th, you could typically secure a pretty good stack here. This guy went Juju, or Julio and Juju, my bad. This guy went Michael Thomas. He could have gotten a guy like Odell, a guy like Juju right there. Those are pretty good stacks. This guy even ended up with a good stack of DeAndre Hopkins and Odell Beckham Jr. Now, we could get a guy like AB, Mike Evans here. But in my opinion, I would rather get a running back here that I feel safe with. Now, in a 10-team league, it is more important because everyone's lineup is going to be stacked, all right, guys? Pretty much everyone's team, the starting lineup is going to be stacked. They're going to have good running backs, good receiver, or pretty much great running backs, great receivers, great flex, great quarterback, pretty good tight end. But the way to win in this is by getting the best tight end. So typically, like I said, I like to get that running back. But in this kind of a league and in this kind of a format, you have to go the tight end here because the positional advantage at tight end is so much higher. You see this right here. Kelsey's projected 221 points, right? A guy like Austin Hooper, who's the 10th highest ranked tight end, or Hawkinson down here, is pretty much, he's getting 100 points more than Hawkinson. And Hawkinson will probably end up a top 12 guy. That's how much the difference is. So each week, you're going to see so many more points going Travis Kelce's way that it's foolish not to get the best tight end, the second best tight end, or the third best tight end. Now, should I pick Kelce here, or should I wait for a guy like Ertz or Kittle to possibly fall back to me? Will they fall back to me in a 10-team format? I don't think so. And a discount at Travis Kelce, who you could see going in the first round, seems to be the priority here. Now, my running backs will not be as good, but getting two guys in the third and fourth that I believe will be pretty good could end up working, having such a good receiver and tight end combo starting off the draft. So that's why we are going to go with Travis Kelce here at the 2-5. Okay, so after we went Travis Kelce, Joe Mixon came off the board, followed by AB, Mike Evans, Keenan Allen, Damian Williams, Nick Chubb, Dalvin Cook, Tyreek Hill, Todd Gurley, Adam Thielen. So now it's our pick. Nothing too out of the ordinary here. Like I said, Tyreek Hill is moving up the draft boards, originally going in like the 5th, 6th, 7th round. Now skyrocketing up there after not getting the suspension. Did he do what he did? I don't know. They say he did. I have no idea. But he's free in the NFL's eyes, so Tyreek Hill could end up going in the beginning of the second round, end of the first round. So watch out for him to skyrocket absolutely up the draft board by the time you are drafting in August. So now it is my pick, like I've stated multiple times, and we want to go running back here because if we don't have two good running backs, it's hard to win without two solid running backs. And with the start we went, we need to load up on running backs here. So we're going to go with the best running back on the board here, in my opinion, is probably Aaron Jones. Now, you're going to say to me, oh, oh, Nick, you drafted two Green Bay players. You drafted Devontae Adams and Aaron Jones. Now, some people don't like that strategy. Some people think it's stupid. Now, what do I say to you? I think you're kind of stupid if you think that because now Aaron Jones and Devontae Adams are on Green Bay. They're on the Packers, a team that will probably be pretty fucking good. They have a good quarterback. Aaron Jones is a pass catching back. So you them being on a good team obviously helps them. Now, if you have the stack of Devontae Parker and Kenyon Drake, now that might not be as good of a stack, running back receiver. The Dolphins ain't that good. I'm a Dolphins fan. I know what I'm saying. Like that's just not a good stack. But two solid, a running back and a receiver, solid stack. Like if I had Travis Kelce and I had Damian Williams, I wouldn't stress about that. If I had Travis Kelce and I had a guy like Tyreek Hill, I would not stress about it. I'd probably even fucking hit Mahomes right here if I did that. The super stack. So we're gonna go with Aaron Jones here. After I went Aaron Jones, Leonard Fournette came off the board, followed by Devontae Freeman, Zach Ertz, George Kittle, T.Y. Hilton, Pat Mahomes, Amari Cooper, Derrick Henry, and now it's our pick. So like I said, the big three tight ends gone before the fourth round even begins. Typically, Travis Kelce, Zach Ertz, Kittle go all before the fourth round or in the fourth round. So stay woke for that. Kelce typically goes the first two rounds, and the other two go normally in the third and fourth, unless we're doing dynasty something else. But we're talking redraft here. So it's my pick, and you're sitting here. You're trying to decipher who do I want. I need another running back. Some good running backs have been taken off the board. Guys that some people like to target, like Derrick Henry, Devontae Freeman, Leonard Fournette. Guys I don't really target. Devontae Freeman's the only one out of those three I would even probably touch. So Oh, and the reason why I do that is because I like to avoid risk. A guy like Dalvin Cook comes with risk due to injury. A guy like Todd Gurley comes with risk due to injury. A guy like Derrick Henry comes with risk, not due to injury, but due to the fact that I don't know how good the Tennessee Titans are going to be and how heavily they're going to rely on the running game in Tennessee, because you are the only 10 I see. All right, boys. So, or girl. I mean, I've checked the analytics. There's 100% guys watching these fucking videos. So send this to your goddamn wife or your girlfriend, you know. It would mean a lot to get those analytics better. So we're looking between a guy like Marlon Mack, Kerryon Johnson, Josh Jacobs, David Montgomery. Which one of these fuckers do I want on my team? It's a huge toss up here between Mack and Kerryon Johnson. Do I think Marlon Mack may be more safe? Yes, but I like the upside in Kerryon more. I think Kerryon could have a top 10 year, top 8 year. He could be fucking godlike. I think Marlon Mack is more safe, and I want to win the goddamn league. And you don't win by going super duper safe. Now, I do preach going safe, but being super duper safe here, after going with pretty safe picks here, and then not going slightly more risky with Kerryon Johnson, a guy who's also, in my opinion, pretty safe. But I think Kerryon Johnson will have the boom weeks that I don't see Marlon Mack having, because of the fact that I think that Kerryon Johnson will have multiple weeks where he scores 2 touchdowns, where I don't see Marlon Mack really doing that. So for that reason, I am all in on Kerryon Johnson. After I went, Kerryon Johnson, Marlon Mack went, followed by Josh. Oh, it actually tell me in the comments if I made the right decision there. So after I went, Josh Jacobs, AJ Green went, followed by Stefan Diggs, Philip Lindsay, David Montgomery, Mark Ingram, Robert Woods, Brandon Cooks, Andrew Luck. Two quarterbacks taken in the fourth and fifth round. Now, typically, a guy like Pat Mahomes in your at-home league may go in the first or second round. But in these mock drafts, he goes in like the third, fourth round. Now, the reason why he might go higher in your at-home league is because some people just view quarterbacks highly. They want to get the best quarterback. They don't want to have to worry about streaming. They don't want to have to worry about doing actual research like you guys will by watching these fucking videos and figuring out which quarterback you want later. That could be a gem and not someone who you just lock and load in every week like Pat Mahomes, a guy who probably won't throw 50 touchdowns, a guy who will probably end up as the quarterback one. But how important is having the quarterback one when the difference between him and a guy like Rodgers or Luck is only like 10 or 20 points when the season comes to a close? Is that what you want? No, that's not what you want. Don't go Pat Mahomes in the first, second, third, or fourth round. You are too smart to be making a decision like that. So now it's our pick. And you might say to me, Nick, look at your team. You don't have a quarterback. You don't have another receiver. But you know what I say to you? I say we're going to load up on those running bikes because Julian Edelman fucked up his thumb. He's going to be out 3 weeks at the beginning of training camp. He's out 3 weeks from now, I believe. He had something on his hand, some type of brace thingy covering one of his fingers. And I do not want that on my team right now. I mean, he'll probably be fine for the season. But right now, I'm just trying to make a point. I don't want a running back. I don't want a receiver here. I want to go running back because you need to load up on running backs because running backs win championships. Having three solid running backs, two solid running backs, is gonna win you the championship. So we need to like I said, you got to go safe. You can't pick a guy like Sony Michel who's injured, injury prone. A guy like Tariq Cohen, you don't know what the fuck he's gonna do. You don't know what Tevin Coleman's going to do. But you know what I do know is going to happen? I know that the Miami Dolphins are going to run the rock with Kenyon Drake. I wouldn't stack Kenyon Drake with Devontae Parker like I said earlier in the video. But I will happily have Kenyon Drake sit on my flex position. And this is a 10-team league, so you can probably find someone later to throw into that spot if you're too worried about Kenyon Drake and you're just not comfortable starting him every week as your flex. But I am pretty comfortable starting Kenny Drake there. But a guy like Dante Pettis comes later in the draft as a receiver. Other receivers you can get late, you can start as a flex in these 10-team leagues. So don't sweat it. You got to get that running back depth to win the goddamn championship. So we go Kenyon Drake. After we went Kenyon Drake, Jules was picked, followed by Kenny Galladay, Chris Godwin, James White, Tariq Cohen, Sony Michel, Cooper Kupp, Calvin Ridley. Things to point out here. I like a lot of these receivers. I like Julian Edelman, even though I said his finger was messed up. He'll be fine. Kenny Galladay, I like. Chris Godwin, I like. Calvin Ridley, I like. Cooper Kupp, I don't like at all. Avoid the goddamn injuries, like I have stated. James White is a running back that I like a lot if you're playing PPR. But if you're playing standard, don't touch that guy at all. He is not really a running back. He's just a fucking receiver in disguise in the running back position. He's just catching passes. He barely runs the ball every game. So, we're looking at receiver here. We need a receiver. We got our tight end. We got our running bikes. Now we could take two receivers in a row, most likely here. Or if a good quarterback falls to us, we may want to get a quarterback here. None of the other tight ends have been selected. Typically in the fifth or sixth round, you're going to see guys coming off the board like OJ Howard, Evan Ingram, Hunter Henry, guys like of that caliber. Maybe we'll see it come after this. Maybe I've spoken into existence like LeVar Ball, but it is my pick here. And I'm looking down. My scope is aimed in. I'm looking at a guy like Lockett, Jarvis Landry, DJ Moore, Mike Williams, Tyler Boyd. You got to try to decipher who's the better player here. Sleeper says it's Tyler Lockett. You know what I say it is? I think it could be Tyler Boyd. I think it could also be Lockett. And I have more confidence here in getting a guy that has a completely. Now, I typically don't give a fuck about the buys, right? But having my two best receivers on bye week 11 could be a bit fucked. A bit of the fucky wucky going on there. But it's okay because I want to pick the best player available, and I think the best player available is between Boyd and Lockett. But I like Lockett slightly more due to the fact that I think he's going to be the one on the Seahawks, whereas Tyler Boyd is going to end up being the two. I like Mike Williams too. Maybe one of those guys will fall to me into the seventh round. Will it happen? Most likely not. Could it happen? Potentially. Will we see what happens? Yes, we're locking in Tyler Lockett on the run-heavy Seahawks. After we went the Seahawks receiver Tyler Lockett, Juice Landry comes off the board, followed by DJ Moore, Deshaun Watson, Mike Williams, Evan Ingram, Aaron Rodgers, Chris Carson, Sammy Watkins, Lamar Miller, OJ Howard. Did I speak it into existence or what? Two tight ends have been selected. Typically, all these guys are going to be gone by the seventh round. Guys like Evan Ingram, guys like OJ Howard. So don't anticipate them falling this far in your draft. Most likely, I would not anticipate that happening. So we don't look tight end at all. We already got our tight end. We got our receivers. We got our running backs. Do we want to load up here and get another running back? Typically, I would say yes, but I do want to make sure that I get a guy that I could also start at my flex. And the guy that I was debating with before, Tyler Lockett, Tyler Boyd. Who's better? It doesn't fucking matter. We got both of them. Lock and load. Tyler Boyd, the wide receiver 2 for the Cincinnati Bengals, going to be the wide receiver 1 when AJ Green eventually gets turf toe like he does every goddamn year. You people don't learn. You keep drafting AJ Green in the 4th round. You think he's going to be all good. Out of nowhere, his turf toe is going to get absolutely fucked just like it always does. Do not trust AJ Green. Trust Tyler, Boyd. Tyler Boyd selected by my team. After I pick Tyler Boyd, Hunter Henry comes off the board, followed by Rashad Penny, Tevin Coleman, Baker Mayfield, Darrell Henderson, Christian Kirk, Eric Ebron, Matty Ice. Something to point out here, Matty Ice in the 8th round, absolute steal. 13 out of 16 games in the Dome. A lot of fantasy experts will tell you that. I'll tell you that because it's important to know. When you're playing in a Dome, it's easier to fucking sling the pigskin. Easier to throw the rock in those situations. Now, if we're looking receiver, guys like Dante Pettis still available. Guys like Robbie Anderson, Alshon Jeffrey, Will Fuller. Some great guys on the board. But when you look down, there's still great receivers here. Guys like DK Metcalf, Cortland Sutton, Kiki Cootie, Curtis Samuel, Deshaun Jackson, Emmanuel Sanders. All guys that I feel confident having on my team. Whereas you scroll down here, the same amount at running back, you're seeing fucking scrubs. That's why I preach loading up on the running bikes. So right here, you might tell me, Nick, you have to go Darius Geis. Darius Geis could end up as a great running back this season. And I tell you, that is probably true. He could end up as a great running back. But you want to know what's even safer? And he could also end up being a great running back. Latavius Murray. If Alvin Kamara goes down, Latavius Murray is going to be a top 12 running back in fantasy, top 10 running back in fantasy in PPR. You see Alvin Kamara still in the game. Latavius Murray is going to snag some touchdowns. He's going to catch some passes. He's going to run some balls, and he's going to be a solid flex option for you when Kenyon Drake's out, or if any of my running backs go down. I'm confident with Latavius Murray. Am I confident in starting a guy on the Redskins, a backfield that is about as crowded? Oh, I was going to make a joke that was kind of messed up, so we're not going to make that joke. Latavius Murray, though, not in a crowded backfield. Not in a crowded backfield. He's in a backfield with one great running back, but he's the number 2. He's in the Mark Ingram role. He's going to punch in those touchdowns, and we like Latavius Murray here. And you want to know what I also like? Just like Latavius Murray, I would like if you subscribe down below and left a goddamn comment. Do that. So after we pick Latavius Murray, Dante Pettis comes off the board, followed by Alshon Jeffrey, Robbie Anderson, Darius Geis, Allen Robinson, Sterling Shepard, Jared Cook, Miles Sanders, Drew Brees, Rolls Royce, Freeman. Now it's our pick. Currently, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams have a quarterback. Typically, in your at-home draft, everyone right now probably has a quarterback in the 9th round, depending on how high skilled the league is. In your typical at-home league, everyone loves them quarterbacks. They fly off the fucking board. Everyone loves a goddamn quarterback. But you know what I love? I don't love no quarterback. I'd rather just take one later. I'd rather just pick up 2 guys or just one guy that I like. Streaming quarterback in a 10-team league, very easy in comparison to another league. Now, no defenses have been taken yet, surprisingly. In your at-home league, someone may fucking take the Bears in the 6th round, the 7th round after they fill out the quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, tight end, and flex. They'll pick a defense. That person is a goddamn idiot. You will laugh at them. Whether you're in person, you'll laugh at them in person. You're at your computer, you're laughing on the computer, typing in text, ha 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 ha, so fucking funny. That's what you should be saying. If you're the idiot who does that, don't do that. Alright? I just want you guys to win. This is a winning culture over here on this channel. We're like the Patriots. Even though I don't even like the Patriots, I like the Dolphins, but that's a winning culture. And like I said, we like loading up on these running backs. We got one, two, three. We got four running backs. You know what else we need? We need another goddamn running back because the way to win is loading up on these running backs. A guy like Kareem Hunt, you want to know what he does for the first 8 weeks? Nothing, because he's suspended. You want to know who could do something the first 8 weeks? A guy like Ronald Jones, who's on a team with a backfield tipsy turvy. Who knows who's gonna be the guy? Is it Paint Barber? Is it Ronald Jones? Who fucking knows? We'll know in preseason probably. We'll know by week one who it is. But right now in the ninth round, the value Rojo has of potentially being a running back one on a team that is going to be running a shit ton of offensive plays that could be near the end zone in the red zone with Scott Hansen. That's why we're going Ronald Jones here. After we went Ronald Jones, Kareem Hunt came off the board, followed by Carson Wentz, Will Fuller, Larry Fitz, Geronimo Allison, Austin Eckler, Jordan Howard, Marquez Valdez Scantling. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 quarterbacks have been selected off the board right now. So two teams, including myself, do not have it. Now I feel a bit dirty doing this because I don't think that Kyler Murray will fall this far in your at-home league. I highly doubt it. Someone is gonna think that they're a fucking genius and select Kyler Murray. They're gonna think that they know something more than you, and they're gonna select Kyler Murray early. But you wait on Kyler Murray because I think he's gonna be great. But I ain't picking Kyler Murray in the fifth round. I ain't doing that. I ain't spending that draft capital. But we can still wait towards the back of the draft and potentially get Kyler Murray in like the eighth or ninth round. He has been skyrocketing. His ADP has went up to 89. It was typically down here in the 11th, 12th round, but it's skyrocketing. Just like your team is going to skyrocket into the goddamn championship this year. So we're going Kyler Murray. After we went Kyler Murray, sorry ass LaShawn McCoy went, followed by Vance McDonald, Rams defense, Russell Wilson, David Njoku, Marvin Jones, Corey Davis, Cam Newton, Chicago defense, Jalen Samuels. Now, this just completely confuses me. I am very confused because why the fuck would you pick the Rams over the Bears if you're going to reach for a defense? That's just stupid in my opinion. I don't reach for defense at all, but that's just stupid. So we only have three receivers, so we are going to need to select one of those before the middling guys dry out. Now, our two receivers have buy 11 here, our two starters. So you can't draft another guy with buy 11 right here. You need a guy with a different buy. A guy like D.D. Westbrook out of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Will Nick Foles target him? I think so. He's the best receiver on the team. D.D. Westbrook could end up with solid flex appeal. He's got that flex appeal. He has that wide receiver 2 appeal on your fantasy team. Big Day Nick Foles is going to be slinging the ball his way, and we like D.D. Westbrook late in the draft. Boom, we select D.D. Westbrook. After we selected D.D. Westbrook, Donta Foreman came off the board, followed by Damian Harris, N'Keal Harry, Curtis Samuels, famous Jameis, Cortland Sutton, actually Cortland Sutton, then famous Jameis, Kiki Kuti, Do You Love Me, Carlos Hyde. Now it's our pick. Now, typically, I'm going to spew some shit about how, oh, don't pick Jerick McKinnon. But Jerick McKinnon in the 12th round, him and Matt Breida now around the same area. Matt Breida could end up being the one there. It could be Jerick McKinnon getting that passing work. I don't know what's going to happen. But taking a flyer on a guy like Jerick McKinnon, who we touted last year as a top 3 round pick, it could work out. So for that reason, we're going to go Jerick McKinnon here in the 12th round. Do I love this pick? No, I actually kind of don't like it, but I like the value, and I'm all about getting that value. It's like we're checking out a goddamn Walmart. We price check that shit. It's the best. Walmart Jerick McKinnon. Boom. After we went Jerick McKinnon, sorry if you heard me slurp my water because I've been recording for like 20 minutes and I'm thirsty as fuck. So we went Jerick McKinnon, followed by Jared Goff, Golden Tate, Adrian Peterson, DK Metcalf, Phillip Rivers, Ito Smith, Jags defense, Austin Hoopa, TJ Hawkinson, James Washington. So now we currently have only we got four receivers, we got one quarterback, we got one, two, three, four. Wait, one, two, three, four, five, 6 running backs. So we can either go receiver or 7 running backs. Now, no, I may end up fucking around in a real draft and going 7 running backs, but I will show you The running back I would go here would be either Peyton Barber to make sure I get the running backs for Tampa Bay, or just go full stupid and go Justin Jackson, who could end up being playing this year heavily if Melvin Gordon ends up getting traded or just not getting the bag that he wants. My chair is squeaky as fuck. Sorry if you heard that. So we are going to be going receiver here though. But I just explained which running backs I would have went so you would know what it would look like if I went those running backs. So we're going to go receiver. And when you're at the back of the draft here, there's a lot of guys buried deep that I could select. A guy like Deshaun Jackson, I like. A guy like Emmanuel Sanders, Deshaun Hamilton. They may be on the same team. Which one will end up better? Who knows? A guy like Marquise Goodwin could end up being pretty good. He is the fastest guy in the league based on that race they did. A guy like Robert Foster has super high upside. A guy like Ted Ginn could even end up having a solid year this year. Marquise Lee, if I didn't pick D.D. Westbrook, could end up having a solid year. Albert Wilson could end up having a solid year. A lot of guys down here. Zay Jones could end up having a solid year. David Moore could be a solid pick. But the guy I like the most out of all of these guys, there's many of names here. Which one do I like the most? Which one am I going to pull out of the hat? And we're to go with one that I don't typically pick because I don't like him the most technically, but I want to talk about him. That's Albert Wilson. One of those Miami wide receivers is going to emerge as the one. Is it Parker? Is it Stills? Is it Albert fucking Wilson? Albert Wilson's pretty fucking fast. And I said I don't want to. I said at the beginning of the video that I don't want to combo Kenyon Drake and Albert Wilson. I don't think they'd ever play at the exact same time on my fantasy team, but I do like the upside of Albert Wilson potentially having a turnaround year after he recovered from his hip injury. He played some solid games. He scored 33 fantasy points 1 week. That's some Tyreek Hill shit. So for that reason, we're gonna go with Albert Wilson and hope that maybe this is his comeback year. This is his breakout year. We love Albert Wilson this late in the draft. So after we went Albert Wilson, Alexander Massey came off the board, followed by Tom Brady, LA Chargers, Peyton Barber, Greg the Leg Zerline, Justin Tucker, Ravens defense, Minnesota Vikings. Now it's our pick. We're going defense. How do you pick a defense, you may ask? The way you pick a defense is you go on Google, you type in NFL schedule week 1, you fucking look at which defense is playing the shittiest offense, you play that defense. The defense I like to target late, the Cowboys. You want to know which team they play week 1? The Giants. You want to know who likes throwing picks? Eli. You want to know who likes throwing picks? Daniel Jones. You want to know who likes getting sacked? Eli. So that's for that reason we're going the Dallas Cowboys. Week 2, they also have a good matchup. Week 3, they also have a good matchup. Who are those matchups? Right now, off the top of my head, couldn't tell you. You have to go to Google for that one. This does not tell me their schedule for this year. It should, but it doesn't. And we are going the Cowboys for that reason. After we went the Cowboys, the Browns went, followed by Harrison Bucker, Will Lutz, Stephen Gostkowski, Texans defense, Ken Forburn, Dante Moncrief, Devin Singletary, Dickie Dak Prescott, Adam Vinatieri, and we go kicker. You wanna know how you pick a kicker? You find someone who does kicker rankings. You draft the best kicker. Who's the best kicker on the board right now? In my opinion, probably a guy like Jake Elliott, Robbie Gould, or Mason Crosby. Which one's better? Maybe even Giorgio Trevecchio. Who fucking knows? Kickers are stupid. But we're gonna go with Jake Elliott. After we went Jake Elliott, Robbie Gould went, followed by Mason Crosby, Naheem Hines, and Denver Broncos defense. So our final lineup is the likes of Kyler Murray at starting quarterback. Starting 2 running backs are Aaron Jones, Kerryon Johnson. Our 2 receivers, Devontae Adams, Tyler Lockett. Our tight end, Travis Kelce. Our flex, Kenyon Drake. Our kicker, Jake Elliott. Our defense, the Cowboys defense. Our bench, Tyler Boyd, Latavius Murray, Ronald Jones, D.D. Westbrook, Jerick McKinnon, and Albert Wilson. So thank you guys all for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you click the subscribe button that's on the screen right now. Click on Johnny Manziel. And then once you click on Johnny Manziel, click the subscribe button and then click the notification bell to get notified for every video. And there's going to be other 3 videos on the screen. I don't know which ones they are. Just click on one of them. It's going to be a fun time. You're going to enjoy it. And you're going to have a great goddamn day. I'll see you guys on Wednesday with probably a Superflex video on either Wednesday or Thursday. So have a great goddamn day. I love you guys. Goodbye.